What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mod 7. Today, we're tackling bees. Last episode, we 100% got super technical, and today, I really just feel like getting a little more natural? Hello? What is that? And of course it starts raining. Is it just me, or does it always rain like period, like all of the time? Today we're gonna get started with bees, and by get started, I mean actually progress a little bit more than what we already have. Now all I've done so far in bees is actually just set up an advanced Oak Beehive. This is literally all I've done. And all this is to do is just to get us some honeycombs and some honey bottles. Now, to get started in productive bees, you actually have to have a bunch of honey and a bunch of honeycombs. If you remember in the previous episodes, what just happened? Did something just die over here? Hello? If you remember what happened in the previous episodes, we got a couple of nests going to get started with a couple of bees. You know, we actually need to make us some more bee cages. We need to make some more sturdy. Well, we can't make the sturdy cages, but we do need to get some more bee cages. I went ahead and built myself a little, I know this isn't little, but I built myself a little greenhouse. Now, I've been practicing building a lot because I actually really enjoy building. And so I have a buddy of mine. His name is Nithril, and shout out to Nithril if you're watching this, but he is an excellent builder. And I'm not. I'm just not that good of a builder. I would love to be a good builder, but I'm not. So this is going to be my bee house. I have been practicing, and I actually watched a video specifically on how to build a greenhouse. Now, if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to link it in the description below that I use for, you know, a little bit of inspiration on how to build and everything. And then I just kind of whiffed it and went on my own, and because I wanted a decent sized little house and just kind of added my own little things to it just to see how it was. But I'll drop that in the link below. Just something very simple, just using nothing but stone brick, some glass. Now, in this mod pack, they have connecting glass. That's super important. If you haven't, oh yeah, I forgot. I've tried to mess with a player sensor here and it doesn't work. But in this mod, there's something called connecting glass, which it makes it connect, which is, in my opinion, a lot better. But I kind of built this with my shaders on, and let me just say, with my shaders off, this doesn't look as great, but I don't know if it's because I'm just spoiled by shaders. Now, if you want to see it with shaders, let's activate that. So with shaders, we have a much darker tone. The spruce actually really pops out. Everything looks a whole lot better, in my opinion. If the glass is kind of nice or whatever. Now, if you're wondering, let me go ahead and turn this off. If you're wondering, this is Ethereal Glass. Now, my buddy Derpy actually suggested this to me on my All the Mod 7 server. I have been using something called a player filter, which I actually don't know if it's on here. I think it might be a mob filter. Nope, player filter. So a block that only players can pass through. And the reason why I do this is so that way my bees don't actually escape whenever I walk through here. So I'm going to put bees in here, and only I can walk through this. And maybe I replace these walls right here with some glass. But either way, I think I kind of like that the way that is. It looks kind of nice. So this is where we're going to get started with bees, where we're going to put bees and have everything going. Let's go ahead and get started. We have to go back to the base. And I haven't really done anything with the base. We do have our teleport right here, so we can teleport back and forth. But like I was saying, you have to have some honeycombs and some honey bottles to get started with this. The reason why that you want to do this is because you need something called honey treats. Now, I've done this a couple of times on my normal server, so I kind of know a little bit what to expect, but we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a bunch of these honey blocks, and then I'm going to take the honey block, and then I'm going to do this right here, and it'll make me a bunch of honey treats. So we only got about 32, and that's okay. We can actually take and make some honey blocks as well here, because we're going to need a couple. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need some more advanced oak beehives. We're going to need these because these, well, each one of these store 3 up to 5 when you do the expansion, and you just need a bunch of these because you're going to get a bunch of bees. I promise you. It's actually a ton of fun. We got 4. Let's go ahead and make ourselves, let's hit A on this because I'm going to be making a bunch of these later. Let's go ahead and make some more of those expansions right here. These are very simple to make now that we have some honeycomb. Here is our beehives and expansion box. So this means we can hold about 20 more bees. So we don't have any bees. We're slap out of bees, but I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves a baby. I don't know how they want this to be pronounced, but we're going to go ahead and make a couple of these upgrades because they're actually insane. So essentially, every time that a bee flies into one of these, so any of your nests that has this upgrade, it has a 5% chance to spawn a new baby bee. Now here's the kicker, okay? It's 5%, but every one of these adds 5%. So you can get a total of 20%. So 20% chance every time they fly in to create a new baby bee. It's actually insane. But we need a couple of these filters, so I'm gonna go ahead and make 4 of these, which I should have enough. 1, 2, 3. And as we see, we are completing quests here. Let's go ahead and go look. I don't know where I was at on the quest line here. I made the dirt nest, and then I made the upgrade base here, which we get an extra one. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be working towards the baby one, which I think is right here, making babies. But if you did take a look at that, we actually need some flowers. I don't know if I have any, do I have any flowers in any of these? Well, I mean, there's a bunch of flowers down there. Look at all these. You know what? We're gonna go get the flowers down here. I wanna keep my flowers because I like the way they look, but we're gonna go get a bunch of flowers down here. I'm gonna need some empty hands. Okay, now we have a decent amount of flowers. Now that we have a decent amount of flowers, I'm actually just gonna toss them in here. And the reason why is because it will automatically fill in the recipe with whatever I have here. I'm gonna put up all these glass bottles as well. Let's go ahead and make a couple of these baby upgrades. I don't remember, we can make a total of 5 of these. I think 4 would be fine. And I think we get a honey treat. We do. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so I have already done all of this on my multiplayer server. It is so much fun. I'm telling you, bees, man, it is just so good. I love it. So this side of the quest line pretty much tells you how to get to the Allthemodium bee, and it tells you how to get the Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium. So these are pretty much all the bees that you need to get there. Remember, we just made our reactor, and I don't know if you know this or not, but reactors are insane right now. They are actually crazy with how much they pull uranium. Thankfully, there are uranium bees. We can actually make a radioactive bee. So we need a Cree bee and we need an iron bee. This makes it kind of difficult because you're like, okay, how do I get a Cree bee? I'm gonna go ahead and click here. If you're doing the quest line, all this does is kind of explain breeding or conversion. So bee breeding obviously takes 2 bees. You right click them to feed them with different items and then they'll mate. And the bee conversion just means you feed a bee something and it'll automatically convert. Since I've already done this, I know how to do this and I'm kind of excited about it. A Cree bee is just a vanilla bee right clicked with a piece of TNT. You feed it a piece of TNT and it turns into a Cree bee. The weird thing about Cree bees is that Cree bees actually are, you've got to keep them by themselves. If you don't, they'll kill other things. They're aggressive. They're kind of crazy. And we need an iron bee. Now an iron bee takes an ashy mining bee plus a crystalline bee. Well, let me go ahead and tell you, the iron bee, the ashy mining bee, we're gonna have to find. We're having to get more of that, but we also need a quartz nest to be able to get us a crystalline bee. And you're like, oh, how do you make a quartz nest? You need nether quartz ore. Notice that this isn't nether quartz, not a nether quartz blocks. This is actually the ore. So you need something with silk touch. Now there's 2 things in the mod that you can actually make. There's a pickaxe from Forbidden that's called the Slimek Pickaxe right here. It actually comes with silk touch. You're gonna need some arcane gold. If you've got this, you can go ahead and make this. But I'm actually gonna go ahead and make the other one, which is very easy. You just need brass. So easy peasy, we're gonna go ahead and convert this into dust, just like this. And we're gonna go ahead and make ourselves some brass. Very easy. So this automatically makes us enough to smelt down into a pickaxe. So let me show you what we're gonna do to make that pickaxe. Before we get into this, let me show you some really cool upgrade with the diamond furnace. I did not know this. I was actually on, I think I was on the Discord, the All the Mods Discord or whatever. There is a factory upgrade. Check this out. This thing is so cool. Let's go ahead and make this real quick, which I believe we need a piston to make. Check this. This is, okay. You know how I got us and did all this stuff to make us wireless power? You don't even need this anymore. We don't even have to have this. You throw this thing in here, it converts the furnace to a factory and uses power for heat instead of fuel. If I go and actually throw it in the right place here, this furnace now turns into a diamond furnace with slots, and it gets more slots as it upgrades. So if it's, because it's just diamond right here, it's just only gonna have 4. But if I go to obsidian and I keep going, this thing will get more slots. Now check this out. If I turn on auto split and I push this in here, it'll smelt all 4 of these at once, and bam, how cool is that? So if you are working with iron furnaces, upgrade your furnace with a augment factory. It's amazing. So we're going to use silent gear. Now I use silent gear in the beginning. I actually don't know. Do I have a pickaxe? I don't believe so. So we're going to get a pickaxe blueprint. So we're going to go ahead and make these. These are very simple to make. You need some blueprint paper, which we just need some more blue dye, which that's easy. So let's go ahead and make the blueprint paper. And let's go ahead and make ourselves the pickaxe blueprint. We're going to take that brass that we just made and we're going to go across, put this back in here. And now we have a brass pickaxe head. Now, if you look, it says silky with a star. I'm just going to take a stick and I'm going to take the pickaxe head and we will get our brass pickaxe with silk touch. All right, let's head to the nether. So we're looking for two things here with our brand new brass pickaxe. And this should be fairly easy to find. So we're looking for a nether gold ore and we're looking for nether quartz ore. Now let's go check over here in this biome because there is a bunch going on over here. And let's see if we can find, is that some gold right there? That looks like some gold. And that gives us our 6 nether gold ore. Now we just need to find some nether quartz and we should be gone. There's some right there. All right, so we've got everything that we need. We're going to go ahead and type in gold nest. We're going to hit A to grab the recipe and we're going to type in nether quartz nest. I think it's just a quartz nest and we're going to hit A here. So the reason why is because these need specific swords. And then we're going to go ahead and make these 3 and we're going to make the nether gold nests as well. We need honey treats to be able to use these properly and we have ourselves a bee cage, but we actually have to put these in the nether. So that's where we're going to head to. We're just going to go /back, which should take me right back to where I was at, where I was mining. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to put myself in a hole here. I don't really care where I go, but essentially we're just going to place it somewhere where we don't have to worry about anything popping up behind me, right? All right. Now we have 3 quartz nests and we have 3 nether gold nests. Now these little holes, the holes here you can see is black, so it looks like a hole. That's the hole right there, so don't stress it too much. Just like before, we're going to take our honey treat and we are going to put up our torch here and we're going to right click each one of these. And what this will do is if you look in the top left corner here, it says repopulation cooldown. It's at 1200 seconds. That's seconds, okay? We don't have that much time. You know what I'm saying? If you right click it with a honey treat, it will actually speed up the time. So we're going to get both of these to about half. And I think we can wait about 10 minutes or so. And those 2 will spawn in about 10 minutes. Now, again, it is very important that you claim these chunks and you force load them. Specifically the one that you're in. It doesn't really matter if, I mean, you don't have to claim 4, but you want to claim the one that you're in because these don't work when you're not there. You have to be here for them to work. Be here. Get it? You got to bee. These things will spawn bees and they will spawn right here, but we have to have a way to come back here. So we can make a waypoint right here just to say we can do waypoints, create waypoints, bee, and save. And now we have a waypoint to say this is where we need to go. Now you could also actually, I have an extra waystone. I can just teleport back here whenever these are done. So it's going to be about 10 minutes or so for these 2 to have anything. So let's go ahead back and let's go ahead and make our way to the bee house. We're going to go right through here and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We have the advanced Oak Beehive. We have 5 of them and I'm just going to put, 1 here and I'm going to put, we could put 3 across like this maybe. I don't like that it's the way this room is divided. We'll just do 2. All right. And we're going to put the expansion boxes right on top of them just like that. And that will give us that 5 area. Let me go kill this spider, bro. You're killing it, man. So this could be one little area right here. And matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these little bee cages right here and I'm going to nab all 3 of these bees. We're going to grab a flower. Let's see. This has a little bit of honey in it, nothing too serious. And we're going to head back over here. So this can be, y'all want to make this my bee spot? We can make this the bee spot and we're going to go put a couple more over here. So we'll put 2 here like this. Is that my expansion? I just put the expansion box on the ground. Hello? Okay, put 1 here, 1 here, bam, bam. Now these are open like this. We do want to make sure that they keep the glass bottles in them because that's how they actually empty honey. Now you could actually automate this and set this up, but I'm just going to do it like this. So let's go ahead and let these bees out, but we're going to do something a little different here. So I'm going to keep 2 bees in here. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to keep 2 bees in here. This one needs a flower, so we need a piece of dirt. So one of the bees actually needs a block of gunpowder, and that is exactly what we're going to get. And I'm going to show y'all when we fly back over here. So this is going to be my normal bee place right here. Okay. You see the bees, they're looking to get out. They want to get out. Where's the other one at? Oh, hello. Okay. We're going to go ahead and break this right here. And we're going to put a flower right on top of that. So we can have a little flower here and they can be happy. One of the things you do have to pay attention to though, is that when you release the bees, so if I shift right click here, it actually resets their spawn location. And that way that they won't be trying to go to a beehive that doesn't exist anymore. And that's important. So let's let those 2 go. And this one right here is actually going to be our abomination bee. So we're going to need to make some TNT real quick before we spawn him in. So they shouldn't be able to get anywhere, but we're going to go ahead and place this in the world. And I'm going to right click this within TNT and you see it instantly dropped. That is now our Bee. And he's going to get all excited right here. He's going to play with this and then he's going to go back into one of these hives. Now, all of those upgrades that I made, I kind of want to get some extra bees. So we're going to put a couple in here. We're going to break this one for the time being. So that way that he only goes in this one. And then in here, we're actually going to do, there's 1 in each. So let's go ahead and place 1 in here. And if they just so happen to fly in this one, there will be a 5% chance to turn into a baby bee or to spawn a little baby bee, which is exactly what we want. Hey, look, we already have a baby bee. Look, he's already done this. You know, if they can get through here, so be it. I got to quit making bee jokes, man. So now we've got a powdery comb, which means we should have completed the Bee thing right here. So now we just need a crystalline bee. Because we need a crystalline bee and we need an ashy mining bee. Now, ashy mining bees, if it's got this little check mark, that means that ashy mining bees are spawned from nests and they have to have a certain nest to be able to spawn. We do need some more dirt nests, so we're going to go make those real quick. All right, so we have our dirt nests. I don't actually mind these guys sharing the same room over here with these bees because it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to go ahead and put those 4 down and we're going to use our honey treats on these. Now, the more honey treats that you have, the faster this goes. So we can, I think we could go ahead and just kind of speed this up a little bit. And you see how it says 700 in the top left corner. We're going to have to wait that for it to actually work for us to spawn some bees in. This will give us a couple of extra bees. Now, some of these bees actually come with certain traits and sometimes you can check them out whenever they spawn. I think actually the Bee over here will show exactly what I'm talking about. This one has high productivity. He has no weather tolerance. He only works during the day. He's got a medium endurance and he's aggressive. So this is what I was talking about. That means that this guy right here is really good at producing combs. This one isn't. And you could breed them with any flower, which is pretty cool. But they're aggressive. So if they're with another bee, ooh, let's go actually check out our nether bees to see if we spawn anything out there. Oh, looky here, looky here. Hello. We got ourselves looks like we've got a gold bee and we've got a crystalline bee and we've got a gold bee, which is great. That's fantastic. And these are all ticking down, so that works perfectly fine. We'll go back to the bee house and we're just going to add them in here. So a gold bee and a crystalline bee. Now the crystalline bee, we're going to go ahead and breed a little bit so we can have a couple, and the gold bee is going to produce us gold. So we'll have infinite gold from here on out. The important part about this is that we need their flowers. Now, when I say flowers, I don't want you to think like normal flowers, okay? When I say flowers, it's not flowers. So if we go to gold bee, and we take a look at the gold bee here, if you hit U, you can go over here to flowering and you can see what flower they like. They like gold ore. And then let's check out the crystalline bee. I think the crystalline bee also I think it likes a block of quartz. Oh, it can use nether quartz ore too. So we're just going to place these flowers, quotation marks, gold. And let's see what happens here. If we take these out and we shift right click, those two looks like this one has a normal temperament and this one has a normal temperament. So they're not going to fight each other. And it looks like they're okay to be in here and just chill. We can just let these two come out during the day. I think actually if we go to sleep, they should work a little bit faster. Let's go see if sleeping actually speeds it up. It looks like they're all happy to be here. We've got two regular bees just going out in here. We've got our crystalline bee. It doesn't speed up the time a little bit anymore, so they could just stay in here and chill. And let's go over here and check out our bees. Oh, he's still growing. Now, there is actually a way to speed up the growth of a baby bee. Let's see if that spawned any more bees. Anytime they go in here, they have a 5% chance to spawn another bee. So we're gonna let those guys grow, and this will kind of get us started on our bees. Like, this is not too far bad. I mean, this isn't too bad. We can get a couple, we need a couple other bees, so we can do that real quick. Let's go check out what other bees there are for us to catch. I accidentally turned my shaders on, and man, does my house look good with shaders. So we need a glowstone bee, which we need a glowing comb, which is a glowstone nest here. We need a slimy bee, which this one's actually kind of difficult because you have to put, I think it's a slime nest in a swamp biome to get a slimy bee. But we could go work on those two. Let's do that. First up, we're gonna go to the nether and we're gonna drop off. We're gonna replace this one right here with our glowstone nest. And this should be where the swamp is right here. It is. Is that a slimy bee right there? Is that a normal bee? It is a slimy bee. I didn't know these spawn naturally in the world. Why didn't I know these spawn naturally in the world? I don't even need a... What? And let's see. This is our room. Where are you? Where is he going? Where are you going? Your home's right here, sir. You could just go right in here. So slimy bees can go in here for the time being. Hopefully they don't have a crazy temperament. Nope, both of these look passive. We could put both of these slimy bees in here. I hope he doesn't get hurt right there. Let's not... Hello? All right, let's check out the slimy bee here. Let's just see what flower they need. Looks like any flower will work. What is this guy's problem? We've got our slimy bees. We'll have to wait until we get a slimy comb before we can complete that quest, but we can't complete these over here. Okay, let's go ahead and make that acacia nest since I picked it up. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm gonna pronounce it like that just until, I guess it's probably not how it's pronounced. I'm gonna be honest with you, I butcher this stuff like ridiculously. I'm probably pronouncing it really wrong. Oh, we got a leafcutter bee. We don't really need a leafcutter bee, but we've got one. And it is very important to note that these bees are chunky. All right, I think this is a good place to go ahead and call it for today's episode. Like I said, I do want to try and keep these episodes a little short. I think we got a really good amount of things going. I mean, look at all these bees flying around. If you look in the top left, there's a little baby bee kind of up there. So we got our bees, we got gold bees, we got some slimy bees, some crystalline. And on the next episode, we're going to shoot for that iron bee. We're going to go for it. We're going to aim for it. But we're also going to be setting up a little bit of an automated process. This little automated process that we'll do is very simple. I set it up on my multiplayer server just to double check. But what we're going to do is we're going to basically make it where all of these honeycombs get delivered to my base and in my system. Then it's going to be filtered out. And then we're going to work our way to getting that infinite uranium set up with these little bee houses. So that way we can just have infinite power. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I appreciate it every single time you guys click these videos, watch them. Hopefully the new shorter format, you know, maybe not an hour long, but maybe the shorter formats work out a little bit better. Look at all those baby bees spawning. Oh man, this is gonna be, I might have to turn this off. This might be too much. I hope you guys can be there for my next episode. All right, I gotta end this before I hate myself more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.